Here's some further proof people are not in heaven right now. Your grandmother, your grandparents, anybody that's died, no one is in heaven. King David's not even in heaven right now. How do we know that? Acts chapter 2, verse 29. Brethren, I may confidently say to you regarding the patriarch David that he both died and was buried. His tomb is with us today. For it was not David who ascended into heaven, but Christ. Not convinced enough? Daniel is not in heaven either. But you go your way, God's talking to Daniel, till the end, for you shall rest and will arise with your inheritance at the end of days. So Daniel's told to go and rest, and you'll arise again. Well, wait a minute. If everyone's judged right after death, then shouldn't he for sure be in heaven? I would hope so, as a major prophet. Isaiah's not in heaven either, prophet Isaiah. Your dead shall live, together with my dead body they shall arise. Awake and sing, you who dwell in the dust, for your dew is like the dew of herbs, and your earth shall cast out the dead. So if the dead are already in heaven that are righteous, then why does the earth have to cast out the righteous or the dead at all? Why wouldn't Daniel and Isaiah and King David be there? And if that's not enough, Samuel himself is not in heaven. We know that from 1 Samuel 28, 3 verse 19, where Saul goes to the witch of Endor. He needs to know what's going on. He's got something he wants to do. He cloaks himself. After he kicks out all of the sorcerers and the witches out of Jerusalem, he finds one because Samuel's dead, which was his prophet, that his go-to guy. So he goes to the witch of Endor and says, hey, look, I need you to bring up this guy, Samuel, because I need to ask him a question. So she conjures up Samuel from the dead. And what happens? Saul meets Samuel. She sees Samuel coming up, and in verse 19 it says this, moreover, the Lord will also give over Israel along with you into the hand of the Philistines. So he's answering his question. Look, you're going to die. And it says, therefore, tomorrow you and your sons will be with me. So Saul and his sons are going to be with Samuel dead in Sheol, because that's exactly what the text says, that he was conjured up from Sheol, from the place of the dead. No one is in heaven. John makes it clear in 3:13, no one has ascended into heaven but he who descended from heaven, the Son of Man. Ladies and gentlemen, how is it possible that all of us have grown up in churches and we've learned that when people die, we've been taught that people go to heaven or they go to hell immediately, when John makes it abundantly clear, no one has ever ascended into heaven. Not King David, not Saul, not Samuel, not Isaiah, Daniel, all of them. Everyone is dead and they're waiting for the resurrection. So what about Moses and Elijah? What about Moses and Elijah? Moses and Elijah, just because they were transfigured and they were there with Yeshua, does not mean that they were in heaven. Or we've got a problem, because then John is lying that no one has ascended into heaven. What it does tell us is the same thing that happened with the witch of Endor that was able to conjure up the soul of Samuel in a physical form. Yahweh himself can do that all day long. And he did that because Yeshua was there in his glorified body, Moses and Elijah on each side.